What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. The 13.2 update is finally here for Treasure Map, and we get to actually play through this new event with the new card feature. You guys will see a little glimpse of that after this first intrusion battle. As we are on a secret boss, we get the guaranteed secret event where we get the intrusion battle. The thing is that you actually can encounter the intrusion battle on every single navigation level moving forward. However, it's only guaranteed on the secret map. So just want to put it out there that this new update is very, very good for beginners and mid-level players and just casual players that really wanted to try and get those point rewards. This new update helps those players out immensely, and it's going to be way easier now to reach those 10 to 15 million point rewards. However, this new update is actually really bad for the top end players, you know, for those people that like to rank really high, try and go for those top rankings. For those players, this event, this new update is actually really bad for them, as it makes it a little more RNG to actually reach those top thresholds, because if you have some players that continuously are able to find the intrusion battle in every single navigation level, and if you have these players that are somehow able to find these cards that can give you enhanced navigation levels, those are going to be really, really important for ranking a lot higher. So, you know, I feel for those players a little bit, but I also think that for the majority of the player base, this new update is going to be a fantastic way for those players to reach those max point rewards much more efficiently. And even if you don't have, you know, high boosting point teams, it's still overall going to be a net positive and making it much faster to reach those thresholds, which we know a lot of players, they kind of struggle to reach those thresholds over the past, you know, few months or so, or even the past 12 months even. And this new update is going to help you out a lot, so that's really good. Of course, it does require you to locate more Kobe friend captains if you want to do that, because you're going to be encountering the intrusion battle much more often. And if you have the capabilities of doing it, I would definitely suggest to always go for the intrusion boss, because it gives you so much more points that you can play around with. But this is the team that I'm using. Of course, we're using a lot of the recently released characters. We were lucky enough to pull Law and the Romy and Eureka character, and then we also have Luffy, Shanks, Katakuri from the recent event with the friend captain Kobe, and it overly just works really well. However, you'll see right here with the clip that we'll start encountering the different cards in this system. You do see I currently have 3 cards. I end up actually locating a different card, which increases my navigation level. However, I get a little unlucky, as it is only a 30% chance for me to launch it. You can only hold 3 cards at a time, unless if you have one of those higher boosted characters, which allows you to hold another card. We activate it, and because it is only a 30% chance to activate, we unfortunately get unlucky, and it does not work. However, you do see the full power here, as we are very close to getting that secret bonus chest, and we launch our 4 movement spot, and we were able to hit it, which is awesome. And that's the best ability about these new cards, is holding those movement cards towards those secret Omega chests, because it will give you a higher chance of landing on them, rather than just doing RNG and hoping that you land on it. You can hold those cards, and even though they won't work all the time, if you get it to work, you're like guaranteed to land on it. So it's always good to have those available for you. So now we can actually get into all of the different mini bosses. Here we have versus the Beppo, Bluno, and Sunny-kun, and any opportunity that I get in a treasure map to use version 1 Kuzan as a captain, I want to go ahead and use him. He's so good for the wave clearing specials. His captain ability reduces his own cooldown by such a significant portion, and he has a really cool effect with his level limit break captain, which says that when we reach the final stage, or when we reach stage 3, he gives a 2x attack and all boost for the whole crew for 2 turns. So with preemptive, it actually is just a 1-turn buff. And with the supports that we have, we don't even have to activate a single special on this stage. Incredibly fast, very efficient, and does a lot of damage against this fight. We move on though to the secondary team, which is going to be against Katakuri and Oven. We're going to be using Uta as the captain here, mainly due to the fact that there's lots of gimmicks in this specific fight, with special reverse and paralysis, and we can just basically bypass all of that because Uta's captain ability resists both of those effects. We have these 2 rare recruits of Kuma and Ohm. They're mainly just here because they can do wave clearing fixed damage specials, so we don't have to stall or worry about that at all. We can just use specials to wave clear, makes it much faster. Ohm also has a really cool ability to change adjacent slots into matching, which partners well with the Robin. Robin with a Luffy support will also change adjacent slots into matching, so we'll have a full board of matching slots. And then her special says that if you have Luffy attached, we can get a guaranteed defense down conditional boost. We'll have Uta's buffs as well. We just do a lot of damage. And then of course we've got Frankie, who's just a Psy unit that's a shooter that works under Uta, works very well, very fast team. I don't see me having to change this team throughout the entire duration of this map, and if we wanted more buffs, we can activate a second Uta special too. We move on to Beckman Lucky Roo. We were a little concerned about whether this team would actually work, but it does work as intended. So you can use Kaido as the captain here. He's very good, because what happens is when you reach the final stage, before the enemy even activates their preemptive attack, he cuts the enemy's health by 20%. And the thing about this fight is that the enemy has a damage limiter where you can only do 80% of their HP. So by cutting their health by 20% before they activate anything means that the damage limiter literally does nothing. We also use Tesoro to guarantee some slots, get a chain lock for the final stage, and also wave clear, so he's perfect. We have waifus, which can get rid of the paralysis and also give our striker characters a huge color affinity boost. And because we have one of every color on the crew, the Sengoku special will give a 4 times attack and orb boost to Kaido, so he'll get the color affinity and the attack and orb boost from the Sengoku, and he just does a ton of damage, especially when you have that chain lock too, so we only have to one tap, and it's just going to work pretty much forever. This is not going to need any changing, incredibly fast, and gets the job done very efficiently. We move on to Kizaru and Fujitora. This team is a bit annoying because we have to have a hybrid setup in order for it to work as intended, but at the end of the day, it does get it done really easily. The combinations of both Gear 5 Luffys deal with Kizaru Fujitora very comfortably, as there's Bind, Special Reverse, and Despair, so both captains deal with all of those completely for us. We do have to deal with block slots. There is still Rainbow Shield. You could just use the EX Super of Luffy to make you into Gear 5 to bypass the Rainbow Shield. There is a death hit though. It's 50,000 damage, so as long as you can tank that 50,000 death hit, then you can definitely do that. If the death damage was a bit more, then we could just use Luffy to revive, but because we have so much HP, it's actually not going to be that big of an issue at all. And you do see that we activated Sanji a little earlier for an orb boost. It just means when we activate Gear 5, we get an attack boost instead. Like, we just have a lot of, like, additional stuff that we don't really need, but it's pretty comfortable with the double Gear 5 lead. And then because the enemy revives was less than 20% HP, we can use the Sugar Special to completely knock him out and not even have to attack at all, which makes it a lot easier. And then we move on, of course, to the final boss, which is going to be against Shanks. And once again, we're using some of these key boosted characters. Going to be using Law once again with the Romy and Eureka. We have Shanks and Luffy, but this time around we are unable to put in Katakuri because we do need to get around a different debuff that we can't really get around because I don't have the Jellyfish Pirates from the Red Recruit batch. But the Rockstar is really good here because he gets around the Rainbow Shield, which is great. He also gives us color affinity, and with the Akainu support, we get a full board of strength slots and a 1.5 attack boost to strength characters. So Rockstar special deals with everything on this stage, aside from that special reverse. Ideally, if you have double Kobe, you can use a super type and stuff like that. But what we do here is because we do get paralyzed, Luffy deals with the paralysis, and then the Legend Nami support gives everyone -1 cooldown, so that by itself does remove the special reverse. And then, of course, Rockstar deals with everything else on this stage, which allows us to move on to the final stage. We use the rest of our specials, and then we actually get a pretty comfortable knockout. So that's my current team setup that I have at the moment for the treasure map versus the Beppo, Bluno, and Sunny-kun character. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give you guys a rundown of what I'm using and how it's actually working. Also gave my thoughts and opinions earlier on in the video. If you guys missed it, go check out the earlier parts of the video here, as we did discuss, my thoughts and opinions about the buffs to treasure map with the 13.2 update, and as well we'll have a brief glimpse, of course, at the new card functionality that was introduced with the 13.2 update. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
俺のパンチはピストルより強いって言ったろ。